This broadcast is a presentation of Wcso Sports. WCXO Sports, powered by the Union Banner at Union Banner on Facebook. Your sports teams, your community, your radio station. Presents Talknin Sports on Max 96.7. Talknin Sports is powered by Hoffman Supermarket, the only choice for quality meats and friendly service. Talknin Sports is brought to you by Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan and Centralia. Kaskaskia College, the future's yours at Kaskaskia College. Imming Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. McKendree University in Lebanon. Ideal Home Solutions in Trenton. Farmers State Bank Insurance Department in Hoffman. Sieber Brothers in Carlisle. 12 Oaks Vineyard in rural Carlisle. And by Becker Jewelers, with locations in Breeze and Highland, and always online at beckerjewelers.com. Here's the host of Talknin Sports, Rip Nottmeyer.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Talknin Sports. Rip here in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio for a Wednesday. Yes, just as a reminder, every Monday and Wednesday, 6 until 7 in the evening. Saturday mornings, 9 to 10. The Wednesday and Saturday shows roll throughout the entire year. Mondays, we knock out just for the summertime. Coming up, hopefully, really quickly, we're due to talk with Central Cougars football coach Brian Short to cap off their 2018 campaign. After that, the number 2 hitter is Joe Bosch from the Kaskaskia Blue Angels soccer team, and our scores and stuff portion will be delayed until later. That's how that delayed plays in there. Jason Cobb will be with us for that. So it's in order. The lineup reads Brian Short, Joe Bosch, and Jason Cobb. Let's see. What else? Oh, yeah. We also have the Metal Screen Printing and Science Sports Flashback. That features baseball's Mike Tyson. We missed out on Mike this year. We told you about that earlier. He just didn't pay attention much this year, so he canceled out this year, maybe next year. He got away from the baseball bug for the first time in 60-plus years probably. All right, we are set to roll. Let's go to the Carlisle Meat Market Studio for Central Cougars football coach Brian Short. He's on the Tucker Electric guest line. Welcome back, Brian.
Thanks for having me, Rip. Appreciate being on.
It would have been a more pleasant sight, though, to be on that practice field today, right? But the Rochester Rockets dismissed that thought Friday night at their place.
Yeah, it'd be great to still be playing. I've had a great group of senior kids this year, and I really wasn't ready to let them go yet. But like you said, Rochester had other things in mind for us, and we talked all week about going up there and putting our best foot forward and letting them know they were in a ball game. And our first drive was probably one of the best memories I'll ever have as a coach, and driving down and scoring on them. But unfortunately, we had to kick off to them, and things changed when we did that. But saying we hung with Rochester 7-7 in the first quarter is something that we're pretty proud of.
Yeah, and I love that tweet, by the way. I mean, you took kind of a realistic look at it. You wanted to compete with them, hopefully pull off that upset. You knew it would not be at all. I mean, they've got more than a recent past. They've been a power for a long time, haven't they?
Yeah, 9 straight quarterfinals, 8 out of the last 9 semis, and 7 out of the last 8 state championships. So, yeah, I'd say
that's a nice resume.
That's a pretty good track record. Yeah, it's a pretty good track record.
It really is. And the Rockets did win the 4A playoff game against you, 53-27. The early jump was nice, though, but after that, they gunned it into action, scored 39 in a row, but a tie after 1 at 7. Trailed by 25 at the half, at least. And I don't mean to make this sound as a consolation prize or anything, but I was glad to see it put up some points, get that offense geared up a bit in the second half.
Yeah, we scored there in mid-third quarter, and their number ones were still in. So, again, that's another thing to hang our hat on is we scored twice on their number ones. And, I look back at their schedule, and they had quite a few shutouts and quite a few low-score games. So, we did hang 2 on them in the fourth quarter on their subs, but those were really important touchdowns to us. We got 2 seniors touchdowns that were hardworking kids, and I'm proud of the fact that we were able to send those guys off on a good memory about football.
one of those upperclassmen, one of those seniors is quarterback Max Campworth, and I mean, just from the looks of it, his numbers ended up being good. Around the numbers I got in front of me, 15 for 23, 224 yards, and a couple of pops there. So he went out in pretty nice style as far as just a personal situation.
Yeah, Max had a good game for us. It was probably the best defense that we've seen. And like I said, the first drive that we had was about as efficient as we could possibly be, and he did a real nice job of finding two guys later on in the game for some nice touchdown passes. So, Max did a good job for us all year long. We haven't really talked much about it yet, but he's a kid that could definitely be a quarterback at the next level, especially as green as he is. He's only played quarterback for 1 year, so to see what he did this year for us, especially in a complicated offense that has tons of RPOs and things like that. He did a really nice job for us.
You did chew up some nice time in that first stanza too. That's just what you wanted to do, just the way you scripted it, right?
Yeah, it was about. Yeah, we could have asked for anything better. it was a really good job of executing the game plan, and we hit him with we put a little trick play in where we made a tackle eligible and ran him down the middle of the field and completed that. So it was really fun. The first drive was really fun.
Oh, who caught that pass as a tackle?
Well, it was Blake Marcus, actually, but we split our tackle out as a number 2 receiver on the far side, and they didn't notice him. So
all right,
it worked out really well.
Well, he did 4 catches, 87 yards. Of course, Tyson Lobb with another. He scored that first touchdown, popped in from about 4 yards out. And who else played? I mean, you got to look at some of those positives. I know these, especially with these seniors, they wanted to go out with a little ring. And I know Spangenberg was another one who had a touchdown. Wempe did well, so forth.
Yeah, it's just been a good group, and I mean, they really all led us. Garrett had a good game for us, had a couple catches, played well on defense, and Tim Callahan played well for us on defense. So just some guys that have been doing a lot of things for us all year did a really great job. Caleb Albers is kind of an unsung hero on this team. He started right tackle for us and played defensive end, and he was a solid presence for us on defense. To be honest with you, I don't think Rochester expected us to come out and play the way we did. I don't think they were ready for us to be physical at all and things like that. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think we've been hit like we were hit Friday night. But I don't think those guys were ready to be hit the way we hit them either.
Good. So it went both ways. Hey, I've never been up there. I know, again, their resume and the tradition, a lot of kids to D1, and you don't have to go to D1 to be a good football player. But I mean, the stadium, what was that like, the field? And I'm sure you had good support up there too.
Yeah, their stadiums actually, and this is not a knock on them. It's just, everybody thinks when they go there that you're going to see this, ultra facility with turf and everything else. But I mean, it's a public school stadium. I mean, it's, it's nothing overwhelming. They do have a nice press box and stuff like that, but it's an average field. But obviously, they have a good atmosphere with the type of crowd that they have every game. So at 5:30, they had people waiting in line, and they unlocked the gates, and people were sprinting to their seats. So it's pretty comical.
Yeah. Hey, no, you don't have to have a nice new shiny stadium. I tell you, some of those provide some good atmosphere. I'm sure they have that. So, you know what, we talked, well, I guess 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, after that win against Westland, and you knew then that Herring game was going to now really loom really, really huge for that first round pairing in the postseason, and it did, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we knew that if we beat Herring, we were going to have a home game and be a pretty high seed. We probably would have been the 5 seed if we'd have got a win. And we knew that if we lost, we were going to have to go somewhere. And we thought what we had figured out was we thought if Rochester lost week 9 and we lost week 9, that we were going to have to play them. So we thought when we got the report that they won, we thought we were going to miss them. But at about 2 a.m. on Saturday morning, they had the first predictions out, and it had us playing Rochester.
Oh, really?
And I don't really think it changed after that.
Okay.
I mean, everything that came out, it said Central at Rochester. The only thing that could have swung at the end was if Mount Zion would have been pushed to 4A, that would have changed it, but that was looking pretty doubtful all along. So we knew pretty well that that's where we were going.
Still good to be in the post, isn't it, though? And you completed a mighty good season at 6-4 with a Cahokia Conference championship in hand. You had that, I guess, tri-champs along with Freeburg and the Columbia Eagles, and you will never forget that. That was the win of the year for you against Columbia at home, as you nip them by 4 after trailing by a bunch at half, maybe 24-6, something along those lines. Not 24-6.
Yeah, 24-7. Yeah,
24-7,
we were down 17. Yeah, we were down 17. Yeah, I mean, it really made our season. And, it's amazing how, perspective gets you. My first 5 years here, we won 3 conference championships. And we hadn't won one since then. And, we had a really good team back in 2016 that probably should have won it and didn't. And I really felt like after we lost that one, I was like, man, I don't know if we'll ever get one of these again. So, for our guys just to come out and play that Columbia game, and, it's 5 minutes left in the third quarter and we're still down 17. And, I think we've talked about it before, but a senior, Timmy Callahan steps up and makes a huge pick six, and it really did. It swung our season. And it gave our guys something to really be proud of. And that's what I talked about Saturday before the game. I told them, I said, don't wish these opportunities away. I said, I know who we're playing and I know what everybody's saying, but we were 4-5 last year, and I would have played a lot. I would have rather played Rochester last year than be at home at 4-5. And a lot of people may say, well, that's kind of stupid, but you're never going to build a program without making the playoffs, and that's right. It's something that we've taken a lot of pride in trying to do. I wish we could have done it more than what we have, but we're not going to dispute the fact that it takes a lot to win football games at Breese Central, and when we get a chance to go do that, man, we're going to take advantage of it as much as we possibly can. We're going to enjoy every minute of it.
Most definitely. All of our area teams are down for the count just like that. Columbia, I suppose they're the only league team remaining, right? Yeah, they're the only ones that are still going on, and they've got a really tough task with the number 1 seed in Taylorville. So, I think they'll play them pretty tough because Columbia's they've got tons of weapons and they got tons of speed. But I think Taylorville's gonna be a pretty tough task for them. And now you turn your attention to 2019. I'm sure you've given it some thought already. And seniors, yep, unfortunately they go by the board, but you definitely have some players to build around for 19 and some good young athletes coming into the varsity system. Yeah,
it's unfortunately as coaches we don't sit down and relax very much. So we've definitely already had the ball rolling for next year. We're gonna return 3 starting offensive linemen that we're really happy with. Shane Carricker, Johnny Keith, and Gavin Watts are all coming back, and all 3 of those guys started defense for us as well. Tyler Hegan played outside linebacker for us all year as a junior, and he'll probably fit right in nicely to our running back next year. We had a really good JV season this year. We only lost 2 JV ball games, so we're expecting a lot of those guys to step into roles. But like I said, we've got a good nucleus coming back, so obviously when you're returning 3 starting linemen, that's a pretty good place to start.
You're going to have a handful for sure on the Cahokia All-Conference team. Maybe you've voted by now. I know you can't announce it if you did, but Spangenberg has to have a great look at it. Maybe Max, Lob came on late, other guys as well, Richter, so forth. Defensively, some others too. Yeah. I mean, when hopefully when you're a conference champ, hopefully you'll be represented well on the all-conference team. And there's a lot of guys that definitely deserve recommendations for it. A lot of them you just mentioned. Jordan definitely, Garrett, Max, and then Blake Marcus and Caleb Albers on the defensive end. They're about 2 of the best in the conference, I think. Shane on the offensive line and Johnny Keith on the offensive line. And, those guys are all, Tyson and Jordan, that's pretty talented backfield. So with Max leading the way. So, we're hoping we'll get those guys on there and we'll represent ourselves well, hopefully. Well, you and the Central Cougars represented the school in our area well, of course, into the playoffs and more. So thanks for you had another good year, as we said earlier, and thanks for coming on and talking sports throughout the season and on the pregame shows too, Brian. Always a treat.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure, Rip. I appreciate the coverage. It means a lot.
All right, we'll talk to you next fall, if not before. See you later.
All right, take care, Rip.
Brian Shart of the Central Football Cougars. We got to make a little important splash here, and then it's Joe Bosch. We've got the flashback, and Jason Cobb scores and stuff too. Stick and stay.
Hey, it's Bill on the road from Mornings with Scott and Casey. You hear me talking each week about travel, and one of my favorite things about driving across America is finding great food. And lucky for you, Mama's on the Hill in St. Louis is a super easy road trip destination. Authentic Italian favorites like baked lasagna, spaghetti, and tortellini, thin crust St. Louis-style pizza, and yes, Mama's on the Hill is the birthplace of toasted ravioli. Check out their menu online at mamasonthehill.com. Mama's on the Hill, on the Hill in St. Louis.
Farmers State Bank is dedicated to the communities they serve. They've been making home loans for over 100 years. They are and will continue to be a strong, steady, common-sense leader that's always focused on what's best for you and the community. And remember, Farmers State Bank has loan professionals standing by to assist you in making the right decision for your needs. That's Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. An equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 404955.
We are Best One, the best tires, the best customer service, the best automotive service, the best team, and the best customers. You see, Best One isn't just our name, it's who we are. Since 1948, Best One has been delivering quality and dependable tires and full-service automotive care to our customers. Best One, selling tires, serving people. We are Best One. Now through November 3rd, only at Best One, save $60 instantly on a set of 4 qualifying Mastercraft tires. Visit any Best One retail location and save $60 instantly on a set of 4 qualifying Mastercraft tires. This instant savings is only available at Best One, 13912 Best One Drive in Breeze. Visit us today to take advantage of this $60 instant savings, only at Best One. We are Best One, selling tires, serving people. Best One Tire and Service, 13912 Best One Drive in Breeze.
What were we thinking when we designed the station? I'll tell you. We were thinking it takes all sorts to make a world.
Max 96.7.
Once again, good evening, everybody. Rip here in the Corral Meat Market Studio. Let's trace that Tucker Electric guest line now for Centralia and Kaskaskia Blue Angels soccer coach Joe Bosch. Joe, welcome back.
Good to be back, Rip. Thank you for having me.
We're hooking up a little too soon though for this exit interview, aren't we? But you came up shy against Parkland last Thursday in that Region 24 tournament match at your place.
Yeah, I mean, we would like to have, at least gone another round and, tried our best against Lewis and Clark, but, didn't work out that way, and that's how it goes sometimes.
Hey, while you mentioned Lewis and Clark, how did Parkland do against them?
They lost 7-0.
7-0.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how Lewis and Clark does things, for the most part. So.
That was the outcome when you played them too, wasn't it?
Correct, yeah. But we still, would have loved to have another right. opportunity to play them and see how it would go that second time around.
Oh, we just had it with football a couple times this past weekend. The second time they played each other, certain teams this year, and whoever won the first time lost the second one. I mean, so yeah, a lot of things can change. But the Cobras knocked you off 4-2 on the KC pitch, and a lot of action in that first half. My goodness.
Yeah, there were 4 goals in about the first 15 minutes or so. We were leading the game twice, at different times. That kind of it was very, very strange. Offense, soccer is not usually like that, obviously. So, goal after goal kind of thing to start the game, and very, very odd game for sure.
You did plant between the two squads 5 goals the first match you played against them, didn't you? Back in the end of September.
Yeah. So I guess it was a higher scoring game there too, but. Yeah,
but this came
this time around.
Yeah, and this was in such a compact time and everything, and so it was squared at 2 at the half, and then the second half, apparently a penalty kick, was converted that it gave Parkland that lead again at 3-2.
Goal. that was the big goal. I mean, and then they put one in a little later, but it was a penalty kick. I mean, nothing, I hate to say it, but it was the correct call. And, they made the penalty kick, and that kind of, I think, swung things their way. But
it was the proper call?
Yes, yeah,
What happened with it?
It was a trip,
Okay.
I don't know. I'm sure it wasn't intentional.
Right, but too obvious.
But, it was an obvious foul, and sometimes I'm more than happy to argue with the referees. Yes. But on that one, nothing can be said really.
Yeah, and it might have been pretty pretty near one of the officials too. Who knows, huh?
Yes. Yeah.
Now, how much later did it come before they added what really turned out to be the clincher? When you get down too late, it's really difficult.
Yeah, it was. I think a little less than 20 minutes left. So
still 20.
Yeah, I think a little under 20. So I mean, but yeah, at that point, I mean, soccer is difficult, to come back from any deficit, generally because of the low scoring game and all that. But that was, there was about 20 minutes or so left, I think.
Did you have many good chances after that, or very, very few?
Yeah, I mean, we had a few chances, decent chances throughout the game. I thought the first half we played better, and could have, I think, added to our lead at different times. Would have been 3-2 ahead at halftime instead of 2-2. That would have been a big difference. I think for the game, the shots were close to even. So I think we shot them in the first half by 1, and it seemed like it was pretty relatively even throughout the game.
But the Cobras punched out a 4-2 win. As I noted earlier, at the end of September, you won that match 3-2 at home. And we talked a little bit the other night at KC. What was that, before or during a volleyball match, I guess? And then I saw your comments in the paper too. Yeah, you were a bit shorthanded, an injury or 2 or 3, which is never good, and what can make a big difference when you play somebody tough. You need all your horses usually, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, we really, from about the middle game of the season, game 7, we played 15 games, so right there in the middle, we had injury to a starter, and from there it just kind of, snowballed into more and more injuries. I mean, we had a different starting lineup every game from that point forward, so it really was hard to get consistency, people getting, as far as people getting used to playing different positions, and I think it did that, physically, obviously, it's not a good thing when your player's hurt, but then also mentally, I think it took a toll on the team as well, just not having the comfort, I guess.
Others trying to do too much, so forth. Natural.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, you were short-handed for a while there, and these, at least 2 of them for sure, were goal scorers for you, huh? Yeah.
I mean, the offensive, we had one defensive thing, but generally it was the midfield and the forwards. Yeah, the offensive players that had the brunt of people missing games. And of course, in soccer, there's 11 people, so I always like to tell the girls, I mean, when one thing doesn't go well, it kind of is like dominoes, it goes to the next level and the next level and the next level. So we just had a lot of, serious injuries. Everybody has sprained ankles and things, but the last couple of years we've had some, serious injuries that keep people out for, pretty much the whole season in some situations.
Check me on this. Was it Alicia McGuire and Kara Gunter? They were 2 that won. Right?
They were the 2 that missed the most, definitely.
11 goals Kara, between them for the year still.
Yeah, and at the time of Kara's injury, which was, I believe, in game 7 or game 6, she was leading the team in scoring at that time. And Alicia was actually, before her injury, she, ironically for her, she scored a 3-goal game, her best output of the season. The next game, she suffered the knee injury. She was playing at a high level right when the injury happened, and so definitely a bad break for them for sure.
Marked up that hat trick. So yeah, you won your first 8 and then lost 5 of 7. So that coincided with some of these issues, and I know you don't want to, but it is a part of it. And you were even ranked for a while too, just like last season, weren't you?
Yeah, there were the 8-game winning streak was a program best. We never won 8 in a row before, and then we were for the three weeks there. I believe starting the first time this year when I talked to you in September there, or
right,
October.
Yeah, somewhere, yes.
Yeah, in that range, and so there were a lot of positives, and I mean, like I told the girls before the season started, I mean, at the end of the day, you win so many, you lose so many, and in soccer you can tie. And that's what the team is. I mean, we had a lot of injuries and things, but I mean, at the end of the day, you won 10 and you lost 5. I mean, so we just got to try to get better for future seasons.
I saw the match against Illinois Central. That was a That was a tough one to lose, huh? 1-0 in favor of Illinois Central.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of those, that game I particularly felt we were the better team as far as better chances to score. But, you know, and unfortunately, the injuries came kind of at the worst possible time, right, when we were hitting kind of the difficult part of the schedule. You know, those 3-4 games there in the middle with Parkland, Illinois Central, Lewis and Clark, and Swick. It was a bad time to have injuries, if any. And so that, you know, factored into those results as well.
Just roughly, do you know how many teams, especially in this latter part of your schedule, are still alive?
The only two that are left are Lewis and Clark and Southwestern Illinois College.
So Swick is.
Yeah, they actually, Lewis and Clark won the region over Swick, but the second place team this year gets to still play in the district level. Yeah,
happens once in a while, right? So
yeah, once in a blue moon. Yeah,
11-4 the playoff berth in 2017, and you went to the post again this season at 10-5. So especially with those couple of setbacks, you never ended up with that big gunner, but you did have quite a few scoring options, not all on the table toward the end. But how'd the goalkeeping go and the defense in front of that goalie for most of the season?
Yeah, I mean, Courtney Brewer played the majority of the minutes. Taylor Hobbs also played some. They're both freshman goalkeepers. So, but yeah, I mean, I think I think the goal differential I don't have it in front of me, but I know we outscored our opponents by quite a bit. So defensively, yeah, we did well. I mean, the only game we allowed a lot of goals was the Lewis and Clark game. Everything else was pretty low scoring, under 5 and that kind of thing. So they did well.
Now, how many sophomores will you have to replace?
We actually, it's a smaller sophomore class, so we're only losing 7 of them. And then I think we have a couple players that are graduating early, freshmen that had a lot of college classes done before KC. So we should lose around 9 players. That'd make us about, half freshmen, half sophomores, which is ideal. That's what you want on a roster. You want to have a nice balance.
It looks like most 3 out of the 4 or so of the locals are gone via graduation too. So, but the recruiting, that's the big base, and you're on your way with that, I'm quite sure. Or maybe you got it all but done, huh?
Not quite, but we got about a third of it done. Actually, tomorrow for junior college athletics is National Signing Day, or the first day you can sign somebody for all sports now at KC. So
didn't note that.
We got a few ready to go. Just got to pick out the right date and for everybody. But yeah, we got a few. We got 4 commitments currently,
4.
So we're on track.
Yeah, and others you have on your mind on that big board, right, Joe?
Oh, definitely. On the spreadsheet on the computer.
That's right.
Sure.
That's right. Hey, say Wabash Valley has a team beginning next year, right? Anybody else from the conference? I thought.
Correct. Yeah. Wabash Valley will, and Lincoln Trail.
And Lincoln Trail. Getting closer to a GRAC soccer, maybe, huh?
I mean, we'd have 4 or 5, or 4. So 4, and I mean, and then Lewis and Clark and all that, So, it's definitely growing. I mean, not just in Illinois. I mean, you see it in Missouri, and Missouri added a team this year. Jefferson College has soccer this year. They hadn't had it before on the women's side, and there's a couple in Iowa, I think, that added it. So Midwest-wise, it's definitely growing.
Okay.
College sports.
All right, Joe. Well, thanks for another trip to Talking Sports. We'll do it again in the fall.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you. Joe Bosch of the KC Blue Angels soccer team. And this report, Joe, I got stuff buzzing all over the place there. This is from Matt Wilson and the Carlisle Union Banner. Here we go. After game 1 of these 2 matches, sectional matches, Nashville knocked off Carlisle in game 1, 25-20, and Althoff defeated Mater Dei 25-16. So the locals, the Clinton County schools, are going to have to sweep those next 2 games to pull off a match victory and a trip to Friday's Supers, respectively. These sectionals are at Redbud and Muscuda. Hopefully we'll get another update before we go off the air. We probably will because Matt is on the ball. timeout number 2 or 3, wherever we're at. I know that. We'll be back with the flashback. Check out this October price at Munkin Nissan in Centralia. You can drive off with a 2018 Nissan Altima 1N4AL3 APOJC 265922 for just $18,931. That's over $5,800 off MSRP. For more, visit MunkinNissan.com.
From my family to yours, with guaranteed satisfaction. Munkin's the one. Munkin's the one.
Moving forward requires taking that first step. And when it comes to your future, your first step should be Kaskaskia College. With more than 50 degrees and 100 certificate programs, Kaskaskia College can prepare you for a great career, your next promotion, or set you on your educational path. Life is too short to wait. Take your first step to success with Kaskaskia College. Learn more today. Call 545-3040 or kaskaskia.edu.
Insuring your home and auto with Pekin Insurance equals a sizable discount. Farmers State Bank Insurance Department may save you as much as 30% on homeowners premiums and up to 15% on auto premiums if you insure both with Pekin Insurance. Call Farmers State Bank Insurance Department at 495-2965 for details about multi-policy discounts and learn what beyond the expected coverage and savings are all about.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal government agency, not guaranteed by the bank, may go down in value.
If you love quality handcrafted wines, visit 12 Oaks Vineyard in rural Carlisle. You'll enjoy the fruit flavors of their wines while relaxing in a beautiful country setting with family and friends. The Reserve Wine List humbly wears the label of the grapes grown in the family-owned vineyard. 12 Oaks Vineyard is open for tastings from 1 until 6 every Saturday and Sunday, or by appointment at 594-7459. 12 Oaks Vineyard at 18975 Vogel Road, just 3 miles south of Carlisle, and at 12oaksvineyard.com.
Remember what it was like to expect the unexpected?
I never realized it was so complex.
Guess what? The feeling's back.
You're on Max.
Yes, we are. And you are listening to Max. This is Rip in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio, where the time is 6:33. That time drop stalls your way, courtesy of Zierner Funeral Home in Carlisle. Let's handle the flashback.
It's Flashback.
Get ready to flash back with the Meadow Screen Printing and Signs Sports Flashback. Meadow Screen Printing and Signs on Broadway in Trenton. Call 224-7374.
And, of course, happy Halloween. Do you like Halloween? I don't care. Hey, this is from October 25th of last year. It's former Cardinals and Cubs infielder Mike Tyson on Cocky Tommy and more. Well, it wasn't successful in terms of wins, but a lot of credit goes to you and the team in the 3A state tournament, especially the way you showed up. You showed up and played very well in that third place game.
Yeah, it was, overall, obviously, we were disappointed with our finish. We certainly didn't want to go up there and lose both games. But that being said, I talked to the girls before that third place game. I said, if somebody would have came to you at the beginning of the year and told you that you're going to be playing, in the last day of the season for third place in the state 3A with 29 wins, you would have taken that, and I think they all agreed with me. And obviously we didn't finish out the way we wanted to, but I thought we certainly played very well for the most part on Saturday, and made a strong showing for our squad and for Southern Illinois.
All right. Hey, we just had a little computer frizz there. We're going to get that sounded to me like Nathan Reeder from the Central Basketball Cougars I didn't catch all that there. Maybe toward the end of practices have begun for girls basketball now and boys next year and so forth. Well, we're going to try and get Mike Tyson a little later. Should we take another break, Ben?
Give me 10 seconds.
10 seconds. We're going to get back to Mike. Mike, I think I told you 2 or 3 weeks. We usually have him on in October, mid to late October, but this is the first year after probably 4 years, maybe 5 years of solid visits. He just didn't. He said he only went to 2 games this year, watched very little on TV. He said he wouldn't even know some of the guys I'm talking about. He just kind of got away from baseball for really the first time in his life. So maybe he'll get It was more about golf than ever, I think, this year. But he's a great guest and stuff, and we're going to see if we get, like I say, our computer went a little haywire. But here's Mike Tyson.
He'll be there.
And he had a great year. He's probably their MVP.
He did. He had a, and he missed the first 30 ball games,
Yes.
But he proved to be a hard worker. Maybe his eyesight was bothering him a lot, all that kind of stuff. But, he just came up strong. 2020 guy. He wants to be a 30-30 guy. I don't know if that'll work, but, he's just going to be there. Richard is hot and cold.
Oh, he is. He is.
Yeah, and he is. That's just him. And I wish he could. I hope he works a lot this winter and gets a little bit more hot than he does cold. You got Piscotti, who really had a tough go this year.
Yeah, he'll be better, I think, all around.
Yeah, I
Somewhere.
think his head was a little messed up,
Yeah.
and he had a tough go with his mom and all that stuff. So I think he'll get back to the Piscotti form where with guys in scoring position, he starts driving in more runs. The problem with the Cardinal lineup, in my opinion, is they just need a big gun. They need a guy that can hit it out of the ballpark, and I'm looking at who can we put at third base? Who can we find?
Are you a Donaldson fan?
I like Donaldson. I'd like possibly guys at Gonzalez or who's the Baltimore third baseman at one time?
Oh, Machado.
Machado.
He has 1 year left.
Yeah.
They could trade. Yeah.
Don't care. Go get him.
If it has been a long time since you've been to the dentist, you need to know you're not alone. For some, past experiences make it impossible to pick up the phone and call. Others are embarrassed because it has been so long. Hi, I'm Dr. Casey Santel, a general dentist from Breeze, Illinois, who sedates patients with pills. I believe in listening to our patients and finding workable solutions to problems they have without making them feel guilty or putting them down. Please call me, Dr. Casey Santel, at Breeze Dental Care at 526-2020 to schedule an appointment where sedation dentistry is an option for you to take care of your teeth without anxiety.
Are you looking for a happy dental home? Dr. Draghi and Dr. Santel are in-network providers with many insurance companies and have what you are looking for. New patients welcome and most emergencies seen immediately. Get back on the right track to good dental health with Breeze Dental Care. Call 526-2020. That's 526-2020.
Planning a remodel or building a new home? Ideal Home Solutions in Trenton can get you started. Ideal Home Solutions has quartz, granite, solid surface, and laminate, with granite starting at just $49 per square foot. Ideal Home Solutions proudly sells Haas cabinets and specializes in custom showers, any size to fit your space. From tubs, whirlpools, vanity tops, windowsills, you're covered. Schedule a free in-home estimate today, 224-2500, or see their showroom at 102 West Broadway in Trenton.
HSHS St. Joseph's Hospital in Breeze proudly accepts most health insurance plans to better serve your health care needs. With every emergency we care for, every illness we treat, and every baby we deliver, we'll help make sure you get the care you need. Selecting health insurance can be difficult, but choosing a facility is simple. Select St. Joseph's Breeze. We've got you covered. Learn more at stjoebreeze.com/enroll.
Do you mind if I turn on the radio?
The music is great, and it doesn't cost anything.
It's Max 96.7.
Hello, everybody. Rip here in the Carlisle Meat Market studio. And we had a little blip there. So on the Mike Tyson interview we were talking about, and he in particular about Cocky Tommy, Britchick, and Piscotti from last year's team. It was from October 25th of 2017, of course. They're all gone. And he, even then, though, seemed gung-ho on Donaldson. We'll see how that turns out. Isaac Rental Property in Carlisle reminds everybody to stay close. You know why? Because Talking Sports returns soon with Jason Cobb and scores and stuff. Jason is in the on-deck circle. Need insurance? Insurance you can really count on? If so, turn to Dan Imming at Imming Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Dan and his staff will provide you with the insurance coverage and service you deserve. Whether it's auto, home, life, health, or commercial, your choices aren't limited either. Imming Insurance Agency represents many outstanding companies, so get covered by the best. Call Imming Insurance Agency at 594-4536 or stop by 589 9th Street in Carlisle. Imming Insurance Agency, a proud supporter of Clinton County sports.
Seaver Brothers has what you're looking for. Take a spin with Seaver Brothers and drive home in your new or pre-owned Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, or Dodge truck today. Let Seaver Brothers give you the car buying experience that no other dealership can offer. Seaver Brothers stands behind their products and also has an outstanding service department with qualified technicians to keep your vehicles running strong. Stop by Seaver Brothers, 811 Washington Street in Carlisle, or call 594-2624 for your next Seaver Brothers sales associate.
McKendree University is a great place to continue your sports career. It's also a great place to continue your education. McKendree offers a wide range of degrees, including master's degrees in business, nursing, education, and professional counseling. If you'd like, you can access McKendree's quality education through the flexibility of online degrees. To learn more about McKendree, log on to McKendreeOnline.com or call 1-800-BEARCAT. McKendree University is ready when you are.
Your future is now with Central Illinois Truck Service. Hi, this is Perry Stanfa. We are looking for new team members, over-the-road hopper bottom and in-dump drivers, plus diesel mechanics. Apply today. Central Illinois Truck Service offers excellent paid health benefits, a good, stable, family-owned company. To apply, call Eva now at 664-2646 or stop by Central Illinois Truck Service, 1713 East Bowman Drive, Greenville, Illinois.
Welcome to our music warehouse.
Lucky you're not the one who has to refile all these CDs.
Playing everything.
You've got Max 96.7.
Yes, and this is Talking Sports in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio. By the way, Saturday morning, one of our guests will be Kaskaskia College Blue Angels basketball coach Jay Jenkins. He's the new guy in town. We had Coach Hancock the other night on the men's side. They start tomorrow night. The Angels tip off on Saturday afternoon. Let's go to O'Fallon on the Tucker Electric guest line for Bartel's Bart standout first baseman / catcher Jason Cobb. Jason, welcome back.
Hey, Rip. Thanks for having me back on.
Well, why don't we start with baseball? It just ended Sunday night. The Boston Red Sox are the champions again. This is old hat for them now. What, 4 times in the last 15 years? Wow.
Yeah, 4 since, I think, 2004 when
they beat the Redbirds.
Cardinals. Yep. So they've had a nice little streak over the past 15 years.
Yeah.
Nice little run.
Boston snared the title Sunday. They downed the Dodgers 5-1, claimed the series 4-1. And to think, I believe that's 16 wins in their last 19 series games too, but they went 86 years. I know it's a different time now with free agency and so forth, but others play that game too, so they have been on a pretty remarkable roll.
Yeah, they had a pretty good team, offensively, defensively, pitching, bullpen. They were well-rounded. They beat some tough teams to get there. They beat They beat New York. They beat Houston, Houston. Those are 2 very difficult, very good teams, and then they beat LA. So they didn't discriminate. They beat everyone.
Yeah, they did. And the Yankees won 100. The Astros, I believe, were at 103. So it was a well-rounded. But you know what? And I know David Price ended up doing very well in the innings he pitched. But who would have taken Steve Pearce as the guy before this series?
No, nobody would have. They wouldn't have thought that. And then he goes out there and hits 3 home runs or whatever he did, and that was really cool.
Yeah, he seems like he was I remember when that trade, not exactly the day or the week, but I remember when the Jays shipped him off to Boston, nobody thought anything of it. I remember reading that and thinking, well, big deal. I guess he's a bench guy for him.
Yeah, exactly. He wasn't anyone that was supposed to be too at the top. Everyone knew that he hit left-handed pitching really well. That was like his MO when he was bouncing around for a couple of years there between Baltimore and Tampa and back to Baltimore.
think he played with the Orioles 3 times, didn't he?
Yeah, I know. He came up with Pittsburgh, and my roommate from college actually played in the minors with him.
Is that right?
From Maltoff, yeah. He went to Eastern with me, and he played with him in the minors. So, yeah, small world, pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he played with every team in the East. Do you know where your buddy played minor league ball with him at? Was that?
I think he played with him in Huntington, West Virginia, for the Pirates.
I'll bet. Okay. Yeah, he had quite a winding road, but
yeah, and then it leads there. That's pretty cool. You always pull for guys like that.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. He's enjoying it. I'm sure he still is enjoying. Nobody enjoyed watching it though. It was down the ratings, which I really don't care about. In fact, I love it when these large market teams don't draw. I just watch it because I love baseball. But it was down 25% from last year. Now that was a 7-game series, and that has a lot to play into it and so forth. But still, it was the worst since 2008. I think that was the worst ever.
And you would think with Boston and Los Angeles.
That's right. That's the thing.
Viewers. But I still don't think Los Angeles is much of a sports town.
Not for the amount of people they have.
No, not for the amount of people they have. Definitely not. It's more about the entertainment out there, and that's why you've got the Rams, who are possibly the best team in the NFL.
Yes.
They don't draw anybody out there.
No, I'm not watching games.
Teams,
right, but I see the highlights, and that sounded like a Packers home game, and there were a lot of Red Sox fans at Chavez Ravine for Game 5, especially.
Yeah, there's a ton there when they were celebrating, and you watch the after thing, and you see some clips, and all these people are standing and clapping and cheering, and they're all wearing red.
Oh, how much did they pay for tickets? Goodness.
Probably not that much, to be honest.
Well, maybe not.
They sold it out. Maybe, who knows?
Well, let's see. Marcell Ozuna's returned to the Redbirds. He went under the knife, and he's got that shoulder all fixed. Maybe, possibly, hopefully, if that was the problem.
I hope so. Watching him throw it just did not look right.
No.
And hopefully it makes the defense a little bit better, because somehow he's a Gold Glover before he came, and then I don't know. We'll see.
They should have run on him a lot more than they did.
Yeah, I'm shocked they didn't. I'm really not. The way he threw was like a push. It was just so weird. I've never seen anyone throw like that.
They needed 2 cutoff men for him almost.
He was not the best out there.
But you would think if he was ever going to, and I didn't expect him to have, I didn't know about the injury. I guess the injury, let's go with that. But I didn't expect him to have the year he did the year before. And of course, he 37 home runs. And so we're not going to see that again from him. He actually ended up about what I thought he would.
Yeah. Well, if you look at that year he played with the MVP that year, staying in the MVP possibly this year with Yelich right there hitting with him. So, that was a pretty good lineup that if you look back on it, and they had some other pieces that were nice there too. So I don't foresee them doing that, because you don't have anybody to be scared of in the Cardinals lineup like that.
No, Yelich was incredible. So now all the coaches are in tow too, and now come on, and I love the Cardinals and blah blah blah, but all of a sudden I'm reading, guys, this is the best coaching staff, and who knows that? Who knows what Jeff Albert can do as the hitting coach? I'm very happy to have Stubby Clapp there, and I'm surprised he's there. I thought he was going to get that job in Toronto.
Yeah, I thought he was going to get hired elsewhere doing something higher than what he's doing with the Cardinals, but the Cardinals lucked out with that. Who knows about the Albert guy? You can say that you have the best staff on paper, but that doesn't get you anything. And, hearing the Cardinals guys saying that, it almost makes me feel like they're trying to, again, reinforce their, we're going to be okay type thing. And we got this hitting coach. It's going to be okay.
I mean, you see all this garbage, especially on Twitter too. Some of it, of course, I put out, but it's fun to read. But I can't see how hardly anybody can say that, and especially these hitting coaches, they go through those like I go through socks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and a lot of turnover with that. It's not like there's one guy who's amazing. If there was, then he wouldn't have been that easy to hire away. So,
right. But I hope he does the job.
See.
Yeah,
exactly. I hope he does the job too. I hope he does a great job. but it's too early for them to be.
The transactions are going nuts, Jason, of course. In fact, the former Cardinal is either he has or he's about to. Trevor Rosenthal with the Nationals. He was throwing in the upper 90s, so hey, good for him. I have to see it to believe it if he could do it in actual game competition, but apparently he was not well, so he's going to try and make that comeback. Got a nice contract for not pitching for a while, too.
Yeah, he came back from that Tommy John, I guess, and I guess going to Washington puts him with Loquist, so
yeah,
there's a familiar face and someone that that you can relate to there. I'm more interested to see what Nationals do with Bryce Harper and if they try to go for him or not.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be good. I really doubt he's going back there, don't you?
I think he's gonna go to Phillies.
In fact, I'm not even sure they want him back. I mean, they can lose without him, actually.
They're gonna lose with him or without him.
Right, they got that young kid in left field now, and somebody else.
They got a good young outfield out there. They got him. They got Eaton, and then they've got the Victor Robles, who's supposed to be really good too.
Eaton's the one I was right.
Yep, they got him from the White Sox
the year before, maybe.
You know, well, yeah, they just got him. And he was hurt. He blew out his knee.
Hurt all year. But...
And they got Soto and Robles out there now too, also in left and center. So
Soto,
with or without Harper,
Soto was fun to watch. You know, in the game.
Oh yeah, young 19-year-old guy, lefty, hitting it all over the place. He was good.
He was. I guess Harper came up when he was 19 or 18? 19 officially.
19, I think.
He's only 26, isn't he?
Yeah, he's 26 years old, so he's still got a lot of time in front of him to improve, hopefully. Because
amazing.
He's been a little underwhelming for, all the clout that he's had.
But he's still been an MVP, I believe, at age 23.
He's still been well,
and he still put up power numbers. His average was down, but that was spiked in that second half.
He's only had one season where he's been
sensational,
really good, and that was that MVP season, like you said.
Right.
So I would like to see him be a little bit more consistent in terms of that. But, even this year, in a down year, he had an OBP of like 390 or something like that,
right,
which is pretty darn good.
Yeah, it really is. Sale stays with Boston. They picked up his option. I see where Moustakas is leaving Milwaukee. I've always liked Moose. I think he's been a pretty steady player through the years.
Yeah, he's pretty good defensively. He's what he is with the bat. He's gonna have a decent average, not a very high OBP. But I was listening to him on the radio today, and he's like a left-handed jerk. Like I said, I could agree with that to an extent.
28 homers and 95 RBIs even this year.
Yeah, and I was playing with the Royals too for a little bit. Team is not that good.
No, they just fell off the map. Madison Bumgarner is being retained by the San Fran Giants. Paul Goldschmidt, now that was one guy who many thought would be on the market, but the Snakes are going to hold to him for another season.
Could see them still trying to trade him possibly. A lot
That's
of people
true, too.
connected him to the Cardinals, but then you're in another position where you were with like Hayward, where you're giving up stuff for 1 year and you have no idea what's going to happen. And if you do get him, you got to pay him big too. And it's at first base. And then you're moving Carpenter to third, which isn't the best thing ever,
Talk about an arm. Ooh, man.
Yeah, he's got a little noodle over there, but, he can still hit. It's just hard to see where you're going to put him. He's got a bad lead off.
In fact, he had an absolute terrible start, and he still finished with some really good stats. So
yeah, he did. I would almost, if I were the Cardinals, with him being on their side of 30 right now, I'd almost see what you could get for him. I'm not saying trade him necessarily. I like him as a player and all, hitter, but if you can get something good for him from a team that's going to give you someone that's young and can hit, you almost have to look at it.
What do you think about round one of the college football playoff? We are set. Bama, Clemson, LSU, and Notre Dame, Michigan, and Georgia on the outside for now because it won't stay that way.
No, that's the thing about college football. It's just a rare breed where, anybody can knock off anybody. I'm excited to watch that LSU-Bama game this week. I think it'll be good. I think Bama will win, but I think it'll be a good game.
Saturday night, isn't it?
I believe so. No, I think that's the afternoon.
Oh, is it?
At night, we have Notre Dame and Northwestern at
Okay,
night.
okay. All right. So Bama and LSU down at Baton Rouge.
Yeah, that should be a good game.
Oh,
I think that'll be a fun game to watch. Finally, a game at LSU versus Bama where they've got a pretty solid team.
You're an Ohio State Buckeyes fan, big time. They're 7-1. They're 10th in this. Now we can throw away the AP because this is all that matters anymore. But they have that one bad loss, huh? So a lot of things can happen though in these last few weeks. I tell you, a lot of changes are going to be made.
Yeah, I don't know if they got a chance with losing like that, but their biggest problem is that they're still trying to run the same type of offense, but they've got their passing quarterback, so they're doing all these short intermediate passes. They threw the ball 72 times versus Purdue, but only 10 of them went more than 15 yards.
72 times.
That tells you the type of dink and dunk that they're doing. They're kind of getting out of their scheme. So I hope with the off week that maybe Urban Meyer got a little filing with some of those coaches that were underperforming. The Bill Davis, the linebacker coach, and Greg Studwara, the line coach. Hopefully he got on them a little bit and maybe lit a fire into someone. Who knows? I was at a loss during that Purdue game. I just believe it.
Okay. No, yeah, I was shocked by that too. But I don't, if you want to say something, but I just saw where DJ Durkin, they brought him back at Maryland yesterday, and now I guess it came over Twitter and so forth by reporters that he's been fired now today, the day after.
Yep.
What is going on there?
Too. Man, nothing good. Nothing good going on over there. Well, kid dies from whatever it may have been. I think it was dehydration, overworking. Then they tried to bring him back, and all the players, I guess, walked out of a meeting with Durkin. And I guess it was just too much for him to overcome. I didn't really look in the details of it, but
I didn't too much either. I didn't. I just found it just the last 2 days pretty incredible when he's back, and then all of a sudden he's boxed out again. So somebody's got some more explaining to do.
I had no idea what happened.
We've only got a minute or two left, Jason. The Blues are kind of flopping around there, and the Blackhawks, who, if I recall, aren't you a Hawks fan?
Yes, sir.
They're doing pretty well out of the gate, actually, aren't they?
Yeah, they're not doing too bad this year. They finally got some role players to fill in this. A lot of the younger guys that they haven't had in the past. They used to have to trade their guys to attach them onto bad contracts to get them off their salary cap, and now they're finally able to fill that out. The Blues are what shocks me with how they've been playing. I would have thought that they would have came out a lot better. They made those big moves in the offseason. Allen hadn't been playing too bad, and then they just come out and they were one of the worst teams in the league for the first month.
9 points is all they have right now, just a game under 500, actually. That conference, though, that division, you just can't afford to get too far behind. It's not an automatic to make the playoffs anymore. I mean, it's a lot of tough competition. They did pluck those Hawks Saturday night, though, didn't they? Man, bombed them with 3 goals.
Yes, 7-3.
7-3.
They outplayed them.
There's been some scoring. Has some of that due, you think, to those the lesser pads for the goalies?
I have no idea. The game is a lot faster now. It's a lot more emphasis on skill. There's not as much of the rough stuff, so it doesn't really slow down. So,
I miss
it's
the rough
quick.
stuff.
Yeah, I miss some of the rough stuff too. But it is fun to watch some of these guys that are skilled and be able to actually show what they can actually do. That's what Lemieux used to hate with the league, was all the stick checking and rough stuff like that he didn't feel like he could actually show his full ability, and that's one of the all-time greats, and he was 6'5" or whatever. He was a big guy.
Yeah, they used to pull that stuff on Hall for a while too. It's tough to find that happy medium or whatever, but maybe they have. So hey, real quick, Jason, Cleveland, back to Cleveland just as a whole, football. Well, first they got rid of Lou, and now they got rid of Hugh. Is that? It's pretty crazy, isn't it?
They can make like a 2-man band up there, Lou and Hugh.
And they got plenty of funds to start the band, buy all the instruments.
Yeah, Tyronn Lue's making $20 million on the rest of that contract, and Hugh Jackson's got a little bit that he's taking home. So who knows? It's a mess up there between those two teams.
But as you said on, I believe, one of my Facebook, Tito Francona appears to be safe. I would hope so.
Yeah, he should be safe. You know, he brought them back from a not very great situation up there, made them contenders again. And
right.
Then they're also a little bit tighter with their purse strings than, Haslam and Gilbert. They'll go through money like it doesn't matter, but baseball teams a little bit more. They're not as frugal like that,
Yeah.
So I don't think they'd be doing any buyouts anytime soon.
No, not 3 in a row there. So, all right, Jason. Hey, appreciate your time. Okay, we'll see you around.
All right, thanks, Rip. Talk to you later.
Thanks, Jason Cobb on Scores and Stuff. All of that was brought to you by Isaac Auto Body in Carlisle. Isaac Auto Body in Carlisle, just a bit south of us right here. Keep them in mind for 24-hour towing and collision repair. We have 2 finals in. If I'm reading this right, it looks like Nashville has knocked off Carlisle in volleyball, 25-20, 25-18. And Althoff sweeps Mater Dei, 25-16, 25-22. All of that courtesy of Matt Wilson and the Union Banners. So I believe we are, done for the fall season with football and volleyball, among other stuff. We'll double check that tomorrow, but at quick look, that's what it appears. It's a tough night for the locals in volleyball. Thanks to Brian Short, Joe Bosch, and who's that other guy? Yeah, Jason Cobb. We'll see you Saturday morning. We'll dash around 9 to 10 on Talking Sports, Real Sports Talk on Max 96.7 Wcso.
Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7 was powered by Hoffman Supermarket, the only choice for quality meats and friendly service. Talkin' Sports was brought to you by Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan and Centralia. Kaskaskia College, the future's yours at Kaskaskia College. Emin Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City and Hoyleton. McKendree University in Lebanon. Ideal Home Solutions in Trenton. Farmers State Bank Insurance Department in Hoffman. Sieber Brothers in Carlisle. 12 Oaks Vineyard in rural Carlisle. And by Becker Jewelers with locations in Breeze and Highland and always online at beckerjewelers.com. Thank you for joining us for this WCXO sports presentation of Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7. This broadcast was a presentation